Our full reveal to go ahead and show you some Marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the Marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given. And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tac shooter elements to it. To really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Yeah, now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles, and hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking, obviously, here working in video games. It's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Nardin. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today we're obviously going to get a lot to show, or get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man! So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
If I said it, I'd get in trouble, so I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone, so we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
And it's not on every game. When you hear they say ray tracing, don't think, oh, man, my chess game. It's like 5 games. Yeah, man, it's going down. No, yeah, it's gonna be decent. I think they heard the noise, man. I think they heard the, like, don't do a hero shooter. If it's a hero shooter, I'm out. I can't play some woman or just some really weird. Yeah, no, it's not like Fortnite. That's gonna look great on PC. You can max that out. That's gonna max out. Oh yeah, you know I didn't try these with the new monitor. New monitor, that's your next. That's probably end game, but this is more of an end game monitor. Like I'm not looking to ever buy another one.
That's great.
It's an end game one, yeah. Yeah. But it's end game, you know, like 240. I gotta start streaming again, man. I'm gonna start going live again. That's the thing, I don't know. But I think there needs to be a game that galvanizes people again, and then other games go from there. Maybe Marathon would be it. Oh man, 1.5 minutes. Oh, initializing. The stream is 1080p. No, not Bungie. It's probably because it's streaming. Probably later it'll be 4K.
What's going on? Give me some feedback, man.
Jump on the stream, man. I need some views. Nah, sir, I don't even. Yeah, I'm streaming. I'm on live now. Right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, man. Yeah, when you just ring the bell.
Yeah.
Sound good. All right.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of Marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know?
Yep.
We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. Yeah. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the sandbox, the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Joe Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Invisible. What? Oh!
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to really push things. A lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. A lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
Extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. We really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. We talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah. No, it shows. And, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to see. And obviously you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak, into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So this is our core 4 right now for Alpha.
A lot of different playstyles to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry. We limit our materials. We use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. Yeah, for art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan. Then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird. With a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends? Grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
All right. It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style, again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think Zoe Wolffinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah,
wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Yeah. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. It's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much and taking the arm cannon and just knocking them out of the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, everything in we're making a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so going, if you want to go fast, Locust has a super sprint, so to speak. They have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure it's like how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, there's a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Wits, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing and then you get like a core specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Let's go ahead and sell out the best strategy.
I have to give away my secrets. So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that. It's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible. You get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot, and I'll claymore it up, and then close all the doors and leave, and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD, and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
it's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly. I
look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I'm I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap, like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments where you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, you know, these mercenaries kind of going crazy, and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully.
As much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, you know, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, you know, so just in general, be able to do like, you know, fight all the different, you know, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, you know, that you utilize through the factions, but there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, like, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We like nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, like morph the Bungie action game into like in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like, you're not going to have like a limb system where like, you know, your limb's broken or anything, but you will, like guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated.
I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him, got him, got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, they got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
Look daddy up, let's go.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good?
Okay, still heading to field maintenance. Yep. Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
Oh my god, he didn't come up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
wonder at what point.
I need some bits of ammo. Guys, finally. There's a green punk right there.
There's 6 underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player. Down one.
I hit one for the kill, but I'm
1, 2.
down.
That's all of them.
Right. Yep. What's the damage of it? Actually, you want to do the HPD? Watch it here. Red looks like
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta. Yep.
What?
That's a purple one.
Oh hell! Wait, the ones that fire like 5 knees are lethal.
The Grenadiers, yeah, they're pretty. What'd you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? We're just getting this mechanical static effect.
I'm using it.
Yeah, I'm inside with them. When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. Yeah, dropping in big ones too. They've got long shots in 2. Oh. Yeah. That's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a Lynx up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like Shell 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice. That's
annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it to self as you can.
There's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Ben.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy. Oh my god, that thing! He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone to res. I see him.
Right there, he's right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me if they res. That's a guy. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Right on me. This player. On me. Very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got down? Nice.
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I get shot on the right side, like east of him.
No, if they're close. I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him.
Or is that USAC? There's a USAC guy right there.
They were shooting something in there.
I think they kind of built a ringer group, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got to knife some AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
We got a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here. Hear that thought. I knifed one.
Purple shield, I knocked one.
I knocked one.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving, glitch is moving. Shield, white shield.
Oh, she's scared.
Down, down.
Very good.
Yeah, I want the frickin' purple. Here's a me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have
A better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that I could have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say.
The next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
Obviously, having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com/MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also, same with all of our other socials, as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in, much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn, that's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. Yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, love it. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the Dire Marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels, and the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there, and they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam as the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, Yeah. Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things, so watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you.
Yeah.
They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like going to be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players, and the alpha there's a few, but
what's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? Oh, the Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot. And then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right, it's like it may be over for you. But that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC. And if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So, like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, like, have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of got to figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same. You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So again, obviously it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, when our trail says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's going to be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game. Sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. How about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Yeah. Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. So thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, too, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Now this alpha thing makes no sense. Okay, let's see this.
Shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculptor well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them, and the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Welcome once again. Once again. How's the new shell? How's the new shell feeling?
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there, so.
Contract. Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now, consider this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?